Hello and welcome to Football Fanspire, a talk show for all you football fans out there. A candid conversation about team performances, player transfers, and matches, and much more. To get featured on our social media, or if you want to be a fan panelist on our next episode, please do DM us and we'll get right back to you. If you like this show, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, tonight's episode is all about the derbies again. We've got Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid and Manchester United versus Manchester City. So, without any further ado, let's buckle up and start the episode. To start the episode, I would like to call on our host for tonight, Priyanka.
Hi, Gianna. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks so much for that introduction. Of course, another episode. I'm excited. Are you excited for this?
Yes, I am excited.
Yes, definitely. There's been so much happening in the past week, in the footballing world. There's so much to talk about. But before we get into that, I want to speak to you about something very special. And that was about Baladevi scoring a goal. She
First
is the
Indian
first
football.
Indian a woman to score a
Yeah,
goal
right.
in a professional European league. So how do you feel about that? Because you also are a football player. So how are you feeling?
It's really what do you say, like it's a proud moment for us people who are playing, like girls. Like we can keep her like a role model. She is a role model for many of us out there. So her scoring and getting on the league, her name on the score sheet and all makes a big difference and makes a big impact on the women's football, especially in the Indian women's team. So yeah.
Definitely, definitely. She is definitely a role model that, all the girls in India are going to look up to because playing professional was not something many people considered. But now, with Devi at the forefront, plus she's there, she's like the top scorer for the Indian
For the
women's
Indian.
team as well, which is another great achievement. And obviously, we wish her luck going forward
Yeah.
and all the best as well. Great. So, of course, we also had the Champions League. So, let's get in Vineet to talk about the Champions League.
Hi Priyanka, hi Gianna, good evening to both of you all.
Good
Hi,
evening.
Vineet. How you doing?
I'm great. So
Are you great
just
for
excited for the
Chelsea?
Champions League.
Yep, because Chelsea is on to the next round. Are you happy because of that?
Obviously I am because obviously I mean comparatively it was an easy group on paper, but obviously considering that Sevilla were in contention and winning the Europa League last season, it would have like I thought it would always be between Sevilla and Chelsea. But
Hmm.
Chelsea are just continuing their form, and I just hope that they continue it in the knockouts as well.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Also, one interesting thing is that Kepa was back as your keeper, but y'all did concede before y'all got onto the scoreboard and scored another two goals and more. So,
So
what about that?
yeah, I mean yes, like I personally thought that Kepa would start even before the press conference and before Frank Lampard announced. And I mean yes, I don't think so. He could have done too much about the goal because it was a brilliantly taken shot in the corner. So maybe he could have, but I think so. Even Mendy would have struggled with that. So, but at the end of the day, a Champions League night at Stamford Bridge, back to the fans. That's the only thing we were looking for.
Okay. But if you had to choose between Kepa and Mendy, who would you pick?
I don't think so. It's like a no-brainer question currently, at least. But yes, obviously Mendy going forward because obviously he has been amazing. Not to disregard Kepa because obviously he's still a Chelsea player, just lacks the confidence. But yes, Kepa, currently Mendy is the first choice keeper going forward.
Yes, I was just trying to put you on the spot with that. But moving on, we also had a lot of events unfold during the Champions League. One was during the match between PSG and Istanbul. So that was a really
Yes.
powerful message and a really powerful way that they put it out to the people. So what are your thoughts on that?
So obviously we have been talking about, racism in football since so many years. Plus, obviously, it shouldn't be a part of football or any in the world as well currently. But somehow it still exists, and the way PSG players as well, because Mbappe, Neymar took the stand. They supported the Istanbul players and the staff, and that was the main thing. How to take a stand so that you can just remove the racism in the sports and in the world. So it was just good to see the way they took the stand for it.
Yes, yes, I completely agree. Everyone was super surprised, like what's going on, but then I think majority of the people are super glad that they actually did that. And of course, they say that football has the power to change the world, and I think this is the best example that we have out there of
Definitely.
sport influencing
Sports play a
culture.
big role in
That-
today's society. Sports do play a
Definitely.
big role in today's society. So I think the players like Mbappe, Neymar, along with all the Istanbul players were like staying together, taking a stand. Especially PSG's owner, just before the second match, he handed out a PSG jersey signed by all the players to the uh, the victim of this, and it was just amazing to see it.
Yes, the solidarity is great. They're like rivals on the pitch for 90 minutes, but the other time they're just working towards a better world, and that's great. That's absolutely amazing.
Definitely.
Yes, so moving on, we have the final round of 16, the teams which have qualified. So, quite an interesting combination. There are not too many surprises. Any teams that you are surprised about being in this final 16?
I would say Borussia Mönchengladbach because I expected, Inter to be battling out with Real Madrid, but both the teams, Inter as well Madrid did qualify. Inter obviously finished fourth, but I just thought it was going to be an easy sailing for both those clubs. So I'm surprised to
Hmm.
see Borussia Mönchengladbach, but maybe they could be the dark horses this season.
Yeah, you always love an underdog in the Champions League. I think I would
Definitely,
be
yes.
excited
Obvious.
if yeah, I would be excited if Liverpool and Barcelona played again. That would be like bring back those memories of the corner take it quickly and all. But
Currently,
yeah,
I
there are
think everyone wants Barcelona against them. I mean, obviously, Barcelona fans would be, uh, hurling abuses currently, but I think to have Barcelona face any of the clubs could be an advantage to the other clubs. But obviously, Barcelona is a big club, so you cannot rule them out currently.
uh, let's see how the group progresses. Obviously, it'll be something to look out to. So let's move on to the next segment of our discussion today, where we'll be talking about the Madrid Derby. Can we get Gianna on for that? Yes, hello. So obviously the history about this Madrid derby between Real Madrid and Atletico goes way, way back. And it has, stats have shown that Real Madrid has emerged the winner in majority of these. But, have you seen Real Madrid's performance lately? It's been kind of disappointing. Don't you agree?
Yes, yes, I do agree. It is disappointing, but now it is said that Atletico Madrid have never won against Real Madrid since 2016. So now we can just wait and watch like what happens for this match.
Yeah, definitely. Because Atletico has been in like amazing form recently. They've been, I think, 26 matches unbeaten, and they're at the top of the La Liga, which is, a really good thing. And they could possibly take the win in this Madrid derby. Because Real Madrid was almost on the brink of being out of the Champions League. There were memes going around that, now they're going to go to the Europa League, but somehow they did survive and
They
they are
did
in the
survive,
next
yeah.
round. Yeah, but I really think there are concerns, regarding Real Madrid. If you've seen their defense lately, their defense has been a bit out of shape, and they aren't performing like a champion team.
Yeah,
If you
how
could
they
see,
perform. Yeah, exactly. Their defense is not in that shape, but maybe let's see. We can hope for the best between what Real Madrid and Atletico have to show us this game. So yeah,
Yeah,
Hoping.
they definitely have to show up, else they're going to just drop further into the league, and it's going to be bad for them. So I hope Zidane has something planned up his head to get the team out of the current position they are in and climb up the ranks slowly in the La Liga. So definitely, but also you have, like, I must mention the coach, Diego from Atletico. Like, he must be given credit for the way his team has been performing, and along with that addition of Suarez. So it's going to be an interesting match to watch, definitely. And what and do you have any other thing to add
I'm
to
just
it? Are
waiting
you
to
excited to
like
watch a particular player?
not a particular player, but I'm waiting to watch how these both teams perform, because Atletico Madrid has said has have not been like they've not won against Real Madrid since 2016. So it'll be a like what do you say a watchable match. Like you can watch it. Like it'll be something interesting to watch. Also, they are at the top of the table, so that's another plus point. So we can hope for the best only.
Yes, definitely. I love an underdog taking the win. So, it would be really interesting if Atletico do come up with a win and keep their lead on top of the table. So that's it. Of course, tune in to watch the match, all of you La Liga fans, and we'll be also be updating the scores on our Instagram page. So stay tuned to that as well. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all your live updates. All right. So now we'll be moving on to the next segment, which is another derby. It's the Premier League derby that's going to be happening this week. Yes, I am talking about the Manchester derby between Manchester United and Manchester City. So let's get on our fan panelists.
Hi,
Hello,
what's up?
Shomil. Hi. What's up? How are you doing?
Good, good.
Are you sure you're doing good? Because Manchester United are no
Yeah,
longer in the Champions League.
yeah, that was very disappointing. I think Fred wasn't there for us. Pogba didn't start. I think all these things, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics were horrible in the first half. I think all these three things combined, killed us. But I feel we should have qualified in before this. I can't still wrap my head around how we lost to PSG. We had at least two clear-cut chances. Martial missed. Then against Istanbul, we should have won. We lost 2-1. So all these things piling up just shows that the team in itself is a bit naive as well as a bit inexperienced, because these at the level of Champions League you need to take your chances, and we didn't take our chances and we end the Europa League back again. So horrible.
Okay, you're talking. You did mention just now that your team is kind of inexperienced, but I don't think you'll have like quality players if you're talking about like Pogba. I should mention Maguire as well. I think Bruno Fernandes, and there is quite a lot of depth in your squad. So I don't like calling it inexperienced wouldn't you know actually be
Well,
the best thing to
inexperienced
say,
and
right?
having quality are different things for me. Inexperience is
Yeah,
like, for example, because if you're talking about Maguire has made his first debut for Champions League this season. He's never been playing in Champions League before. So if you're talking about experience from, that's a different thing in Champions League. I think in the whole, even Greenwood has never played. Van Bissaka has never played. We had Henderson come on who had never played. We had Fred who did play for them in Champions League, but he was just before seasons he was just an in and out player. We got McTominay who was also playing before, but just an in and out player. Wasn't a first team player. Even only Bruno Fernandes and Rashford and probably Martial were the only three players who were playing starting for us who could hold their head up and say, yeah, we used to start for the matches and we have not won because we are experienced players. We've not won. Yeah, yeah. Maybe they'll take it. But the other players, Maguire is a quality player. Yeah, but look at what he did for the third goal. If Maguire stops that shot, it's we go. It could be 2-all. We could now be sitting here and discussing about Manchester playing which opponent in the Champions League. So for me, Maguire, yeah, if you're talking quality, I personally think Maguire's a top player. I think he's a great centre back, but he needs to loosen up. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. I think I've never really been very confident with him ever since he had been in the back. I don't think he's even that good of a defender as people make him out to be. Yeah, he's an English international. He's played in the World Cup. He scored in the World Cup as a defender, but he's nowhere near the level of a I would say a Ramos, or he's never even close to a Van Dijk, and he's 80 million pounds, and Van Dijk 75 million pounds. So there's a big difference between them at the moment. Honestly, and believe me when I say this, I would actually have picked Tuanzebe over Maguire in some games.
Hmm. Yeah, so like definitely there, there's problem of coordination. You'll have the people, you'll have Rashford who can score, no doubt. So of course you'll be looking forward to the Manchester Derby, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So do
yeah,
you
of
have
course.
like any incident that stands out to you? The derbies are something very passionate in the Premier League, let me tell you that. And so do you have any, can you think of any incident that stands out? Like maybe you lost or maybe Manchester United won. Do you recall any incident?
For me, it has to be in 2018 when we spoiled the party. We went there 3-2. We came back from 2 goals to win 3-2. And Pogba scoring two of them. Pogba's a fair player. So when he scored that 2 goals, I was running around my whole house screaming and jumping. So when Pogba did that, I was all over the moon. And Smalling scored. And if they had beaten us that day, they would have won the title on their home ground against us. But we went there from 2 goals down, 3-2 up, spoiled the party. Obviously, they did go on to win the Premier League, but we told them that we beat you in your own backyard, and that was amazing. That was amazing. That was probably that's the best moment in the Manchester derby for me.
All right. And you did mention Pogba is your favorite player, but the reports are like Pogba is unhappy. I think his agent also mentioned that he's unhappy at Manchester
Yeah, yeah,
United.
yeah.
So what is going on? Internally, Manchester United seems like it's in pieces right now.
Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, what happened was I think his agent went on live press and said that it's over for Pogba before the Manchester Leipzig game. So that's what triggered a lot of the Manchester board and as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And also, so that's the reason why also Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't pick Pogba for the game against Leipzig. It was because his agent made this comment and the agent told and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was like, your agent's talking about all this about the club so badly, it's over for you and there. So he's on the bench. And I think it's over for Pogba. I think he's going to definitely leave in the sum. He's going to leave in January. If he doesn't leave in January, summer he's definitely gone. There's no way he's staying for one more year. He's definitely packed his bags. I don't think his head is in Manchester United. I think he's not playing for the. I think he likes the Manchester United. He loves them, but he wants to, I think, go back to Juventus. I think that's where he feels that where he belongs. And also the only I think the worst part about Pogba thing why it's unfolded so badly is because ever since Pogba has been back from his injury, or and Bruno Fernandes had taken over his position, he couldn't get his position back, which is the attacking midfielder. He was playing CDM, and you could see he's so troubled in that position, and he's just always looking up, and he's so confused what to do. So I think Bruno Fernandes' arrival has cut short Pogba's stay, and I think Pogba's going to leave for in I don't know, maybe next season or no, next summer or this Jan.
It's really sad where like player loses his love for the club and that there isn't that relationship anymore. I think as a fan, that's
Yeah.
really disappointing. But we're going to take a small pause for our discussion. We obviously have more questions. We're going to be asking the question of the week. You cannot answer. You'll have to put your answer in the chat box so it's fair to everyone. I will be asking the question of the week now. So all of you viewers on YouTube, Facebook, we're going to be talking about the question of the week, which is brought to you by Chups and Bounce. I'm going to say the question. The person who puts in the first correct answer will get a shout out on our social media page. All right. So, are you ready for it? The question is, which ISL club is now part of the City Football Group, which also owns Manchester City? I'm going to repeat it once more. Which ISL team is now part of the City Football Group, which also owns Manchester City? All right, there you go. That's our question of the week. You can put it down quickly into the YouTube live chat or the Facebook live chat, and we'll be picking a winner very soon. All right, coming back to you, Shomil. Yes. So, there has been this thing going on that Ole, when his job is on the line, the team eventually performs. So, do you think that's going to be the case in the Manchester Derby? His obviously after that Champions League drop, his job is obviously on the line. So, do you think that's the motivation that the team needs to win the derby.
I hope so. I hope so because as a derby, you always want to win the derby. So I hope United turn up because if you see the league is pretty open. This is the first time probably in so many years that Liverpool or Man City aren't dominating like they always do. You got Tottenham at first, which no one expected. You got Chelsea, Liverpool batting for second, third. United are there in the top, and we are just I think, and we played one game less, and if we win our game in hand, we got 2 points up, 2 points up from the just 2 points from the top. So if we beat City, it makes quite a big statement actually. So I really hope that the team turns up. I think if Pogba plays, we definitely have a better chance, but I don't think he's going to get picked. I think it's going to be Fred going to come back. I think it's going to be Bruno Fernandes, Fred, and I hope Van der Beek gets the chance, but I think he'll stick with McTominay because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer loves McTominay and he's gonna stick with that. I think it's all this has to all come down to the I want Rashford, Greenwood, I think Cavani also will start. I think Cavani's injured, but I hope like it's
Yeah,
Rashford. Rashford needs to step up. I feel the Champions League against Leipzig he was so poor. He needs to step up. Even Greenwood. Greenwood obviously is a young guy, first Champions League. They are that, but you saw how sad he was. So I hope that revives him that Maguire and Lindelof have never been comfortable with in my whole watching career of football, where I've seen them both play as a pair. They've always just given me anxiety, But I hope these both, turn up. And then, Van Bissaka is a statement to prove because if Diego Dallo, the guy who on loan, is absolutely tearing it apart in AC Milan and he's on loan. So when he comes back, Van Bissaka is going to be in big trouble. We got Telles now and even Luke Shaw there. I think Taylor should play. I think I prefer more Luke Shaw. And funny part is, I'm going to actually say this, bit controversial, but I actually start Dean Henderson over David De Gea. Now, believe me, I'll start that. I'll do that. Yeah.
that's quite good. But I think one consolation you can have is that you have 1 point above Manchester City in the table. You're like above them by 1 point. So I think that can be some hope that you can
Yeah.
cling on to after all the disappointments. So yes,
Yeah.
I'd like to invite Vineet on as a neutral fan. With some football banter and a little bit of more football talk. So can we get Vineet on?
Hi again.
Hi again, Vineet. Hello.
Hi.
Uh,
So obviously we've been talking about the disappointments and obviously Chauvel doesn't seem very happy with the way Manchester United have been going about. So do you have anything to say to him?
Honestly saying, United obviously have been slightly poor, but he mentioned that the league is very close right now. So once where they were struggling 15, they already came in the top half. They came in the Champions League spot, currently 1 point above Manchester City. So even one win can get them closer to the title. Obviously, it's a long shot, but I think like this season can be very unexpected with the results.
Mhm. Okay, and talking about Manchester United, do you all have any Manchester United players in your FPL teams if you all play FPL?
I obviously have only the one player who now obviously got the November Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes. I mean, I'm not a fan of United, obviously, but I admire Bruno Fernandes a lot because the way he has played since he has come on in the Premier League, he along with De Bruyne, he has been the best attacking midfielder in the Premier League.
Or he just got too many penalties?
Penalties are part of the game. I mean, yes, we can call that, but penalties are part of the game, and it's not easy to convert, each and every one of them. Even De Bruyne missed. I mean, obviously, I
Yeah.
can say that last season and even currently, the one aspect I don't like of Bruno is his, antics on the field of, diving for the slightest touch, overreacting. That's the only part I don't like about it. But as a player, he's amazing.
What about you, Shomil? Do you play FPL?
yeah, I have Rashford and Greenwood. I don't have Bruno Fernandes. I don't know why, but I should have actually put him. It's too expensive now to get him in now. But yeah, Rashford and Greenwood. I actually expected Greenwood to be really good this season. Obviously, he's not done as well as he usually does. but he'll get in. He's a young guy coming into the ranks, and he's done well. I think Rashford has done all right in the FPL this time. It's not been that bad. And yeah, I hope he scores against City and gets me some points.
Good
Hmm.
that you don't have
So,
Martial.
Ah man, I'm kind of this season he's been playing like a bit like a Firmino.
But Firmino at least does something like, build up the play, come back to defend when
Mm.
needed. Obviously, the defending attacker, you call him. But Martial has just been,
Defensive striker.
very bad.
plus, Fabinho has
Yeah,
got a couple of goals this season.
I think it's been bad time for Martial. He got the red card and he's just not been playing well. He missed that open sitter against City, PSG. So I know he's just been in a bad shape this time. I hope he can. This I think this is the fun part about derbies. It's a big game. So when you score in a big game now, all your confidence comes back. All you're lost, all comes back in one place. So if you can score, so obviously I don't think he's going to play in the derby because he's injured. But I hope that whenever he gets to play again, he scores a couple of goals and gets his confidence back, and again gets the Martial we know. Sorry.
All right. So, we obviously talked about the Manchester derby that's coming up and how you'll, look to get a win. But Manchester City's attack is lethal. They have Sterling, they have De Bruyne, they have a lot of talent in that attack. So, how do you think Ole plans to, set up his defense line, which also includes Maguire? So, what are you thinking of? Can you share a little insight onto how are you all going to contain that lethal attack?
Me?
Yes, yes, you're the Manchester United fan here.
Yeah. I think the defense will be Telles. I think Telles, Maguire, Lindoff, and I think it'll be Van Bissaka. I think Van Bissaka versus Sterling is it's a different game to watch in itself. That's probably the most fun part of the game. The both of them go against each other, and Van Bissaka has never lost to Sterling, so that's going to be fun to watch.
Tu-
And I think
Turns out Pep being Pep does not start Sterling. We
uh,
we definitely cannot rule that out. But I
yeah,
think, yeah,
yeah, I hope. But I think there you have Fernan Torres now. I think he's a top quality player as well. So him coming in the side will be also pretty fun to watch. He's upcoming player, Spanish international, so it's going to be good to watch him. But I just said, I don't really hate to Maguire. He's a pretty top player, but I'm not happy. I mean, that Lindelof and Maguire partnership, like I can't watch that with my eyes open. It's just like dodging things. So I see.
Oh dear, the life of a Manchester United fan currently. Vinny, do you think that lineup of the defense is good enough to counter City's attack?
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
really don't think so. But as you mentioned, when Ole's job is on the line, the team suddenly becomes into, Sir Alex Ferguson's prime Manchester United. But I don't think so because maybe Ole again might make a mistake by going three at the back and what he did against Leipzig, which obviously backfired badly. But even if they are going four at the back, I think De Bruyne, maybe Torres comes in on the left, Mahrez, Sterling, like on the left and right. I think so. They will be enough for United to
Yeah, they should be enough, but also Man City hasn't been playing exceptionally well, like how we expect them to play top of the table, bringing in some amazing goals to the front. They haven't been doing that. So does that give you a little bit of consolation, Sherman, that maybe City are not at that highest form that they've been in for so many years?
Yeah, definitely.
Does
That's
that give
that's
you
a very Yeah, that definitely is a good thing that's going on. That Man City haven't played like the City we know. Scoring 5 goals, 3 goals, clean sheet. They lost to Tottenham. They drew at Leeds. They've not been the best as well. Obviously, we haven't been the best as well. I mean, United are getting always like that. So can excuse us. But yeah, this gives us confidence definitely. But I think, but only scary part is that having spoken about Oleg and Social on the line, when even Pep loses a game, like for example, last year we did a double over the Pep. Double over the Pep. We beat him at home as away. So he'll be angry. He'll want this win more than anything because angry Pep is now no one wants at the backyard, and I think he's going to be there. So that's going to be difficult. And he also rested all of his first team players in the Champions League game, which happened on Wednesday. So all of them will be fresh legs will be there to take us on. And we obviously have to drop heads because of the defeat in the Champions League. So it's going to be actually a bit scary. But as a United fan, just hope that something comes off, score some goals, and sit back and win the game.
Okay, so obviously you're hoping Manchester will be red. But what are your predictions in terms of the scoreline and who's going to score?
Actually, I'm going to be a bit optimistic. I don't know why, but I feel like that. I'm going to go 3-1 United. I'm going to actually say Rashford to score and Greenwood to score. And I think it'll be, let's see Bruno Fernandes get a penalty maybe again.
Of course, there's VAR now, so
We have always been our side, so
VR
nothing
has
to
been
worry.
bad. Please don't mention VR. For some
No for
reason,
us, no for us.
Only Premier League can't use the VR.
it's been
Works perfect for us.
both.
It
But you are
depends. Have you
still
renewed a
predicting.
subscription for it? Has Manchester United renewed the subscription?
I think we subscribe for the whole year. It's always done before the season only.
Be careful, City has more money than yours, so that they might just put in a couple of extra bucks and try to
Yeah,
take
let's
that
see.
away from you all. But okay, moving on. Vinny, do you have anything to say to the Manchester United fans?
Ah, I can just wish him all the luck because that is going to be needed. But as far as predictions, if
Thank
I
you, thank
want
you.
to put in, I would say City maybe edge United by 2-1 or 3-1.
All right, so we've got our predictions. Obviously, all the wishing you all the luck. Luck, I'm specifying luck. Shomil for the derby
Thank you.
match, and for your sake, hope that Manchester is red. Of course, it's going to be an interesting match to watch. And thank you so much, Shomil, for coming on the show. It was really great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Okay. So now we are going to be moving on to giving you the answer of question of the week. So the question was, which ISL team is currently under the City Football Group, which also owns Manchester City? And the answer is Mumbai City. And it's been given by Kunal Pawar. Congratulations, Kunal. You're going to get a shout out on our social media page. So don't forget to DM us. Also, question of the week is brought to you by Chups and Bounce India. So big shout out to them. Okay, so now let's quickly see if we have any questions for our fan panelist, or we can just discuss in the live chat. Are there any questions? Is there any banter? Okay, so I don't think there are any questions for the fan panelists in the chat box. But yes, we do have very interesting matches coming up, the two derbies. So stay tuned to our social media pages. Also, if you want to be a fan panelist, don't forget to DM us. Yes, we have on screen Pep versus Ole. It's going to be quite an interesting watch to see which manager does what are their tactics, how is the outcome, and of course, the passion of the players. I mean, the managers can bring the tactics, but it's up to the players to come up there and show up and win for their team. So, yes, also follow us on our social media pages on Instagram and Facebook. We give you current live updates about the scores. We put in the fan predictions, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of memes, there's football banter as well. So do follow us there. Of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like today's episode as well. A big thank you to all the fans watching at home, on YouTube or Facebook. And, and again, a big shout out to Chups and Bounce India. We are so grateful that you are here. A big thank you to the Fanspire team. All of you are doing an amazing job week in and week out. And yes, I'd like to end this show by thanking every one of you for joining in. Hope to see you next week because we have more upcoming exciting matches and we can't wait to have you here with us discussing with all the football banter. Till then, stay safe and good night and see you next week. Thank you.